Welcome to the Suerte del Molino farm, Andalusia in Spain. Here we are preparing the farm to be a farm. We would like to be able to feed our own animals, and we would like to have fruit from our 1,000 fruit trees, and we would like to have vegetables from our own gardens. Nature is the vast concept we don't accept unless it's broken down into smaller digestible portions. That makes sense to us. Nature has created a beach for us. 23 degrees today once again. And water is still flowing almost a week after the last rain. Beautiful, I like it. A summary of about 40 different weather forecasting channels suggest that there's no rain for this area for the next month or more. So looks like it's fairly sure no rain until March. We can expect many of these plants to turn brown and die off. And we are thankful for the 113 millimeters we have received so far. Excellent. Here we have a Holm Oak, not in a good shape. I have spent the last 2 days walking on the farm, taking a good look at most of our trees to get an idea of how they grow and what is needed, because I want to prune. Now that chunk there that got broken off, shall one cut that? Perhaps fill it with something to avoid the moisture to enter the tree. It's also this bottom growth died off, and then it sprouted here halfway up the trunk. What needs to be done? Next to it is the asabuche, the wild olive. And it usually has a central leader and then a lot of growth around it. So there is some center, although it might be 2, 3, 4, 5 leaders trying to get away from the Holm Oak. So what to do? Definitely want to clear the first 2 meters so that I can work around it. This one here, in my opinion, I just need to cut out a few of these dead branches and then it will be okay. This one, I just need to prune some of these low-hanging branches, but it's quite tricky because I can start cutting back from here and maybe up to that point over there. Same on that side. I can start this end, cut firewood size portions, carry on until I get over there. Then the next part is quite interesting because my goal is to have shade and protection from the dry wind. So I'm not just cutting because of what the tree can look like in 500 years. I also want to take advantage of the tree the next 10 years. So this one looks like one of these two need to go. This one definitely. And keep the upright tree. Let go of these two trunks on the left. I will not lose that much shade, and it might just encourage this upright tree to do better. Here we have 7 trees, and right now there's not much anyone standing in somebody else's shade, but they are too close to each other. So the tree masters should advise. Steve is the tree guru, so maybe I can remove the middle one there of the 3, and again the middle one of the 3. Keep the tallest, most upright trees, and this one with the double trunk, this one, keep it like that. The small one I pruned last year in winter. In the meantime it did some vegetative growth at the bottom and from the roots, but not too bad at all. This is also a difficult composition of trees. This middle one is leaning towards the cork oak over there. So remove the middle one and this one. And then a few branches in the middle of the tree, so that it can find its own way. This tree has a lot of dead branches, also a lot of low hanging branches. I'll have to start chopping some firewood here and then follow it right to this joint over here. I also have a problem with this tree. It is splitting into 2, and either to put a hole through this with a long bar with thread on it and piece of metal and a bolt, or to have a woven kind of rope from that area to this one. It's not going to change my life that much should it come down one part, except it might fall on the fence and then on this country road. That will change quite a few people's lives. I heard a good one from the neighbor. I complained about this scarred trees, and then he says no, they were quite treasured, because during the Civil War one could hide weapons and ammunition in the trees. So maybe I still find a rifle or something in here. It's not my kind of treasure, but it's okay. This one is already going too high for my liking to prune it. I have a 3-part ladder that extends easily, but I already had enough accidents. The other day I had a piece of wood that I chopped with an axe flying into my face. Good, this is the cork tree. Much too high for me. You just carry on, guy. I like your style. It's nice. This tree, because something got chopped off or broke off, corrected itself with sprouting some new growth to the left. But this area on the right is too close to the earth, and when it's dry, this is the first thing that will catch fire. And then I have a lot of wild olives growing outside the fence that I would like to prune. These wild olives really go wild. Look at all these trunks. 7 too many. So I'm preparing the chainsaw and my protective gear. This is the eastern flat-ish area, and a chainsaw is an interesting thing. It needs to be filled with gasolina and oil for the chain, more or less the same time. And if it uses more petrol, gasoline than oil, it means that the oil is not running properly. There's a little bleeding hole that needs to be cleaned, and that's quite a regular process. So this one, it's very low on the ground, so this whole piece should come down. I'm quite excited. This is a nice pole or a beam or a rafter. So everyone has a story, and I will need to spend 5 minutes before I start up the chainsaw with each of these and ask their story, especially looking at it from a distance. Again, this one is trying to balance itself with the new growth there on the left. And the biggest tree we have on the farm. Yeah, we farm with cork as well. This cork tree. Beautiful. Much too high for me. I'll need to get somebody to come with their special equipment and work on these next year. First this year I will do my thing. And in this natural area we have a lot of these clusters of vegetative growth amongst the Holm Oak. And I'll take the brush cutter and cut all these short small ones, select one or two of these and clean it up. I'm walking around with this electronic color transmission control panel thingy. This is only for Sky. He's the only innate, wild, savage, natural, instinctual one that chases the cars. And today not a single car so far, huh? Because I wanted to zap you with this thingy, but no car. Beautiful day, I just love it. The dogs like to swim because they are hot. Goodbye.